How you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. It's that girl Joe. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And I always have people ask me like why I decided to move out of the United States or how I moved. And basically this video is basically talking about that. So I moved from Florida to Dominican Republic solely based on inflation. Like it was just too high and I was ready to go. We left during like COVID time. So it was like 2020, 2021. And really, like, my rent was $16.50, and prices was just going up and up. And mind you, at that time I was working a state job, and if you know anything about state jobs don't be paying nothing. So no matter how much like the cost of living is going around you in their environment or in their city, like state jobs don't pay nothing. So it's not even worth even getting one really, besides like the benefit. So that's a story for another time. So that's the main reason I left, and I was just ready to go. I always like travel. Ever since I was a kid, I always travel, and I was like, all right, I'm just ready to like a new adventure. And really, I was over in the United States, so I decided to move, and I picked Las Vegas. Now, mind you, I was thinking about different countries. I was thinking about Puerto Rico, even though that's a territory, but I was thinking about Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. I went to Merida, Mexico. That's the place I went to because if you went on social media, like Merida is like really popular on social media when it comes to like expats or where to move. So we went there for a weekend. I wasn't really sold because I'm like, yo, where the people? And like, I like to be around people that look like me, and I'm like, yo, where y'all at? Y'all on YouTube, all over social media, like. Where y'all at? I'm looking. I don't see y'all at all. Like, I don't see my community. And I feel like when you be going to these certain countries, you gotta find your own tribe. Like, you gotta find your people. You gotta find your tribe. Like, you gotta find your group of friends that you can socialize with. Cause not, I feel like if you don't find your tribe, it's like it's a make or break whether you gonna stay there or not. And that's the reason I feel like, besides like the culture and the language, I feel like a lot of people be moving back to their home country because they didn't find a tribe. Like they didn't find like a group of people that they could settle with and like immerse themselves with in the culture. Like I'm telling you right now, being an expat, it's like certain things ain't no joke. Like it's one thing to travel to another country on vacation, but like to live there permanently and you don't know the language, it's a struggle for most. It's a struggle for most. Like people make a way, but it's a struggle. That's why a lot of people that's why a lot of people do like kind of just settle and be with a lot of expats, because it is a struggle if you don't know the language. Of course, eventually you start learning words, you start picking it up, but like I can't imagine even being like, just imagine me being like a country that really don't speak no English at all. See, I can't really say because most of the countries I've been to, they all spoke like different percentage that all spoke English. But imagine being to a country that no one really speak English, and you trying to like put your child in school, you trying to go to the medical, you trying to do all this other stuff. And me, I don't like using Google Translate. I'd rather just use the words I know and just make it do. Like I don't like to translate nothing. So if I don't know the words, we're gonna strike it out together because I don't like to translate. But yeah, for there I was like, where's my people? But I feel like, I don't know if my expectation was too high or they oversold it, because I did not see the hype. The main thing I was like, oh, okay, they had a Walmart. So I was like, oh, okay. And it was really nice. Like it was clean and stuff, but I wasn't sold. And then it was Puerto Rico. But at that time, Puerto Rico had a hurricane. They ran out of, they was running out of water. They ain't had electricity for like 6-7 months. I was like, yo, y'all, Puerto Rico just got too much. And they always get like, it's like a hurricane. Like there's certain countries who get hit by hurricanes all the time, and Puerto Rico is one of those countries. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that, because plus they be having all these issues, and plus, despite being a U.S. territory, the U.S. don't be trying to help Puerto Rico like that. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to be in it. But I don't know, I really gotta look at it, because if Puerto Rico might be the way though, especially since I can use my VA loan. It might be what I gotta see, not right now, down the line. I might make it down to Puerto Rico to like live. We'll see. But yeah, at that time I was like, no, Puerto Rico ain't, it's not it for us. And so it just left me to Dominican Republic. I've been there a few times. I always went to Punta Cana. I never went outside the resort. It was always in the resort. And I basically picked Las Vegas based solely through social media. I like how the videos look. I like what they were showing me. And you know, I went through another YouTuber at that time. She helped me find a place. Good thing everything worked out. Excuse me. Everything worked out, and we moved in. Well, me and my daughter moved in. But that's the thing about Las Vegas. Like I said, if you don't find your group, and if you're not really working, you got all this idle time like myself to just walk around and, you know, socialize. After a while, it's like there's only so many places you could go to. There's only so many restaurants. There's only so many beaches, and it get very repetitive. AKA, it get very boring. It's like at the point in time, it's like, ugh, what is in this town? But the reason we stay here there so long is the people. Like Ava, at the point Ava got, you know, she got settled. She had her friends. She was in school. And we got comfortable. Really, that's the reason why we stayed so long, because we got comfortable. But we are leaving and we going to a new country. As you guys know, we're going to Colombia. Now, I do homeschool Ava, and there's people who be like, why do you homeschool your child if she goes to a Dominican school or she goes to a school? So we do both. She goes to a school, she goes to a local school, and we do homeschooling. We've been homeschooling we full-time for a year now, but she did do some homeschool side work, like basically after school homework, the first year when she was at a world school. So she was at a world school for a year in Dominican Republic, and at the world school, there's some people who basically go to world schools and be there for a week or a month, but we was basically there for a year. There's some kids who live on the island who was with us, who just basically stayed there the whole year at the world school. But we left the world school because I feel like they wasn't really immersed in the culture. They had a staff that spoke Spanish, but they wasn't really teaching the kids nothing in Spanish. Everything was in English, and I feel like we're here to learn, you know, be immersed with the culture, learn the language, and we're not getting it from that school. We went to a Dominican school, and that's when I really was like, okay, we're gonna do this homeschooling thing. I registered Ava as a homeschooler in the state of Florida. It was really simple. I went to the school board website in Broward County, because that's where came from, Broward County. So I went to Broward County school board website, fill out the form. You had to sign the form. So since I didn't sign it myself, I can't sign it myself. I ain't no printer, so I had to get my mom to sign it. I got my mom to send it to sign it. She scanned it back to me. She signed it for me. He scanned it back to me, and then I emailed it to him. And you could just send the format email. And then they said, like, okay, your child is registered, and here's a due date for your evaluation. So every year she got to get evaluated by an evaluator. I just recently did it. I just didn't record the process, but it was really simple. Basically, the evaluator just asked, like, what she did over the school year and basically what she learned. Everything I do for everyone for the school year is in the OneNotes. So I can see you like probably put our link, my OneNote link, so you guys could get a concept on how I do our homeschooling. For anybody who's new to homeschooling, who want to keep a record, because I don't keep paper records. A lot of people keep paper records. I don't do no paper records. We move around too much to do any papers. So everything, I just scan it, or like I take a picture of it and I upload it to our OneNote. And this way, at the end of the year, I just send the evaluator the OneNote link, and then they have everything for what that we did for the school year. And so that's what we did for last year, fully homeschooled. And the reason is because despite being in a Dominican school, she had to deal with the language barrier, because Ava does not want to learn Spanish. Either I really want her to. And I feel like she's going to be falling behind, and she wasn't really learning. And I feel like, how can you be in a school and learn the curriculum if you don't know the language? That's like Charlie Brown, like, I'm like, I could be in any environment. If all these people saying, I'm like, you gonna be like, what, okay? Like, what y'all saying? Like, I don't know. So I feel like it probably was the same way for Ava in the school. Like, of course they could probably say small stuff she understand, but she wasn't learning. That's really what it was. She wasn't learning because she didn't understand language. So we basically did time friendly last year, and this year we're not doing time for learning. This year we're doing Media Academy, but I am gonna put some book work with that. Last year was just solely online. This year we're gonna do book work also. We're gonna do 180 days. We're gonna do the Good and the Beautiful, and I bought the IXL, the Ultimate Math book. I do want to do the Sex and Math because that's highly recommended, but I gotta order it. So whenever I order it, that's when we're gonna start the Sex and Math. The other books I already ordered. It was a girl in the Medellin like WhatsApp groups. They had a lot of WhatsApp groups, and one of the girls, sorry I'm talking fast. I'm just a fast talker. But one of the girls in the group, she basically was like, I'm a flight attendant, and anybody who need like stuff shipped down, I come once a month. So once she made that comment, I reached out to her. She charged me $25 to send the books. I sent this stuff to her address, to her house, and she said she's gonna fly in Medellin on September 11th. So on September 11th, I'm gonna go to the airport and get the stuff from her, get the book, so we could continue our education online. Now, in regards to her going to a physical school in Medellin, I am still looking for a school. I did do an interview yesterday, but they said the order to finish the process, I need a visa. I need a student visa, actually. Yeah, but they know that I'm getting a visa through my lawyer, because I do have a lawyer. And once I finish that process, I'm going to make a video on basically all the paperwork I needed, how much everything costs. Right now, I'm trying to get I don't even know the term, but it's basically somebody who basically translate all your documents from English to Spanish. So I'm waiting for that, for the documents to get be translated, and then we're going to submit everything on when I arrive. Because I had to get my photos taken, like background checks. I had to wait for the background check from the county departments, police department. So it's a good list. I'm gonna go through that in another video. But the thing about day school, they got two type of curriculums, like schools. They got an A school and a B school. B school is from B school from August to June. A school from January to November. I think that's how it goes. But we're gonna do B school, and I guess just wait it out until we get our stuff, because I contacted like 7-8 schools, and all the schools had no seats. One school contacted me, said, okay, we can put you on a waiting list. All the other schools was like, oh, we don't have no seats available. So I'm just going to find like a homeschool co-op, or like a homeschool pod or something, or maybe just a world school she could go to while she wait to go to regular school. Because the reason I like to go to regular school in addition to homeschool is because she could be immersed with the kids. Like, I feel like while we there, if we're not immersed with the people, why are we in these countries? Besides the cost of living. Like, I want the cost of living, plus I want the real experience. And I feel like the real experience is being with the people. You don't get the real experience by being like at hotels and resorts. The real experience being like getting the Airbnb or renting a whole apartment and basically living with the people, going to their grocery stores, going to their restaurants, doing the things they do. Like, if just imagine somebody came to the United States, what would they do? They'll be like in any of these towns, in these cities, New York, Dallas, anywhere, and they would be with the people. They would, put their kid in a local public school or a local charter school, whatever, and you would be with the people. It's not like they won't be isolated. I feel like when you go to, like, when you're on vacation, you kind of isolated, especially when you go to resorts, because most people don't leave the resorts. The only people they see that's locals are the workers, so they don't really get like the real experience. I guess that's cool if you want to be at the beach, but like, nah, I want to see everything. I want to see y'all hoods. I want to go in your house. Like, I want to see everything, man. That's because, like, me, I'm like big on like I won't say I'm big on history, but I do like watch a lot of people. I do watch a lot of like Vice News, whatever YouTube videos. I watch a lot of documentaries on um on like history. I watch a lot of documentaries on history, and I watch a lot of documentaries on like just current events. A lot of videos on current events. And I'm like a kind of person, like, once I start watching those videos, it's like a rabbit hole. Like, I recently was just watching like a bunch of documentaries on like North Korea. So I'm like fascinated on that right now. But if I ever went, I would never probably go to North Korea because they got too much going on. But if I ever did, I want to see what the people doing. Like, I want to see it all. And because I watch like a lot of documentaries. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to do that. But yeah, that's the reason why I moved out of the United States, because I was tired of it, and inflation, new beginning. I wanted just a change. And the reason I homeschool is because I don't want her to be left behind. Like, I don't want her to be behind. Yeah, I just don't want her to be behind. I want her to be on the grade she need to be on. And just learn this. Like, I just want her to be on the path she need to be on. Because for any reason, if I be like, all right, we're gonna go back to the United States, I don't want to be like, oh, where's your paperwork? Where's any documents saying that she's in this grade? No, I want her to be on the grade level. I don't want to be like, oh, we're gonna take, because most people I meet who be like, all right, I'm gonna a lot of people be like, all right, I didn't register my child for homeschool. I'm just gonna test them when they get back to the States. Yes, you can test your child when they get back to the States, but what if the child's behind because you wasn't like basically giving them additional resources at home? Then they supposed to be in the 3rd grade, and really they tested for the 2nd. So they gonna get left behind? Like, no. When my child turns 17, 18, she need to graduate on time. On time. I don't play them games. Not with her education. I play a lot of games, but when it comes to her and her education, I do not play with that. That and our travel experience, no. That is really it. So hope you guys enjoy this, me just rambling and talking, but hope you guys enjoy why we moved and why I homeschool. And the main reason, because, you know, I don't want her to be left behind, and I want her to maintain, you know, her educational standards. And I enjoy homeschooling even though. I really do enjoy homeschooling, because it's like the information I want her to learn, like I could teach her myself, especially she's so young. I teach her myself with some of this information, and I'm like, I be having like real proud moments, and I'm like, yo, I did that. Like, really, we haven't had a formal teacher in 2 years, and I taught Ava how, you know, I taught Ava how to read. I taught Ava her math, and then when I see her reading books by herself, I'll be like, yo, I really did that. Like, no, nobody did that. I did that. So when I really be like, when I see her working on her math problems and doing her science with no issue to answer that stuff correctly, I'm like, because of course, like, they do her slides, but I sit there with her and make sure she, like, you know, she do slides online, but I sit there and make sure, like, she know how to read it correctly, pronounce her, like, everything correctly. And I just, yes, I help her with every, you know, as a parent, you gotta help your child with everything. And I just really just be sitting here like, yo, that was all me. Because she had been to a formal school, a traditional school, since kindergarten. So after kindergarten, that was it. 1st and 2nd grade, we just been world schooling. Out here in these countries, world schooling. So, like, when I be seeing her, and you know, most of these online stuff is like they be having a video to help you a little bit, but it's kind of like self-paced, self-learn type of thing. So I'm like, yo, I really did that. So I just be proud of myself, and I be proud of her too for like retaining information and really learning it. But that's it. I'm done, y'all. Next time y'all see me, I'm gonna be in Bonnie, so we're gonna go to Bonnie tomorrow, and I'm gonna record because we'll see. Y'all know I've been talking about that little town for a minute. Hope you guys like that video when it comes out, and like this one as always. Please like and subscribe. Your girl trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Like it's slowly getting there, slowly. But I appreciate y'all as always. Comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all later.